I had surgery this time. Slipped that in. I obviously had hip surgery about 10 weeks ago, so recovering from that. I'm a lot better this point right now than I was last year. I had glandular fever this time last year too, and obviously was just going back from my wrist reconstruction, so all I could really do was walk laps, which was fun for me, but obviously didn't translate to having a good year there. So unfortunately now I'm running. I can run, so just doing a lot of running. I won't probably touch the footies till I'm doing a little bit of touch, but probably full training in February I think is when they. And I hope to be doing absolutely everything. So right now just running and then a lot of cross training. So a lot better shape right now than what I was this time last year, but obviously still got a little bit to do.
How much difference does it make? We always hear players who've had a good year say, I finally did a full pre-season. Like over your career, how much difference does it make when you do a proper pre-season?
Well, up until last year I probably thought it didn't mean anything. I thought I could just come in with 3 or 4 games under my belt and practice matches under my belt and come out and play some decent footy. And I probably got a little bit lucky there for a couple of years. But last year, I pretty much did no pre-season at all, and then tried to come back and do too much, and then that's when my body fell apart. So probably a little bit of both. I think it's probably not. I don't think it's the be-all and end-all. You have to do 100% of pre-season. I still think practice matches and that count for a fair bit of it, but in saying that, last year taught me a pretty good lesson that you need to come in with some kind of base under you, otherwise you're chasing your tail, and then that's when injuries start to happen, and that's exactly what happened to me last year. So for me it's certainly important to get a fair bit of running under my belt.
How did you sum up the year, I guess, in your own mind?
Personally?
The performance, yeah.
Of me? Not very well. It was horrendous. I won one good game on Anzac Day and that was about it. So yeah, mate, it was putrid. So I certainly don't expect to be like that this year. So really, just until probably February's main goal is to be injury free. Still working on a couple of other things that were wrong with me last year, and they're settling down really well. So I like to come into after Christmas, as pain free, as injury free as I've been for 18 months. So as long as I'm that, I think I can be back to where I was post last year.
Well, you was pretty sort of carefree, but I mean, how frustrating was it at times last year?
It was obviously frustrating a little bit, knowing that clearly myself and the coaches expect more of me, and so do supporters. And like I said, I expect a lot more of myself. I still think I can play footy at a pretty elite level, and I certainly didn't do that last year. So I've got a few people to prove wrong this year. Not that really motivates me, but I'm still pretty carefree, I think. And it was what it was. I was pretty lucky in my 13 years before that or something. I didn't really get injured. I played majority of the season, so they all caught up on me on 1 year. So once I retire, if I look like I have one injury-riddled year, I'll take that.
When you assess your year, Swanny, do you pretty much put it down to injury and as much as what held you back?
Well, obviously I didn't get a kick. The injuries was certainly a pretty big contributing factor, but when I was out there, I like to think that I can contribute as well as anyone, and I certainly didn't do that. So it's a lot on me for not sort of being truthful with the medical staff and the coaches, and think I can just get out there and do what I could do, and I certainly can't do that anymore. So I have to listen to my body a bit more. But a little bit of injuries, a little bit of just bad form, and then once you get in a rut, it's pretty hard to get out. And I couldn't take a break. But in saying that, you can't use them excuses. I was out there, and I expect once you're out there, you expect to perform exactly how the coaches and the leadership want you to perform, and I certainly didn't do that.
The team itself didn't have the best of years either, not just yourself. A lot of people are saying that that's going to result in probably another couple of years of maybe non-finals for Collingwood. Is that a bit unfair?
I hope not, mate, because I haven't got too many left, and it's no fun getting flogged every week. So no, I certainly think we can play finals. We probably need our best 15 to play most of the year, but we're a pretty confident group. I suppose every club this time of year is going to tell you that everyone's going well, and everyone's on track to play their best year. And I'm not going to sit and not say that, am I? So I'm not going to come in and say we're going to not win a game. So I think we're going to improve. The young kids played a lot of footy last year where they probably wouldn't have with all the injuries we had. So hopefully they add a little bit of better play, for want of a bit of a word, and we win a couple more games. I think we're 1 or 2 games off finals last year, and so we just need to find a way to win one or two more. And I think we certainly have the grip to do that now. It's whether or not we can put it all together for a full season. Because up until midway last year, up until halfway through the year, I think we were third. So it's not like to say the talent's not there. It's just we dropped off our game plan, and if we keep that all year, I think we can play finals. Yeah.
And from a player's perspective, losing some of those key names, Beams, Lawumba, Maxwell, some big names to the club, they're not easily replaced.
They're probably not replaceable at all. Maxi was, the best leader, best captain I've played under. He's great for us and the boys, so he was a huge loss. Beamsy is a top 5 midfielder in the league, so I'd love someone to come up and replace him and be that 30 possession, 1 goal a game player, but to ask that of a young kid right now is probably a little bit too much. And H was just a athletic beast who really give us some good run and drive, and maybe Travi can do that for us, but they're pretty irreplaceable, those kind of guys, so we just need more than 3 guys to come in and do that role. We need to share the load because they were pretty fair players for us.
Do you feel a bit lonely? With all the blokes of your vintage who changed clubs or retired or...
Yeah, I had lunch on my own now. No one really talks to me. I think I'm the oldest by 3 years, so the footy club said stop talking to all the young kids because everyone will hang around and it ends up getting the boot. So they've quarantined me and I just sit in my own little room most of the day, come out when we have to do weights and train, and as soon as they see me talking to people, they come and grab me. So I'm on my own for the moment, mate, so I don't know who I'm going to get yet.
You and Dustin Martin look like you had a pretty good time overseas. Can you keep up with him in the nightclubs, or is he sort of getting a bit old for that? Yeah, no, mate, I didn't go to the nightclubs, mate. I let all the boys do their thing, and I was at home watching movies by 10 o'clock at night. So I was a chaperone, so I just went around and made sure I was keeping the peace. So, but we had a good time. That's what your off season's for. Your off season's, well, that's how I use it, just to have a good time, relax, and come back mentally fresh. Because if I was training 12 months a year, I'd go insane.
You mentioned all the young guys. Do you feel like an old man around the club now, or do you feel that way?
Well, I get reminded pretty regularly that I am. So it's hard not to think that, but you're only as old as you feel, and I feel about 40. So I'm even older than what I think. But no, I'm having a pretty good time, and they keep me youthful, I suppose, and we'll see how we go with them during the year.
Just on that, you're old, as you say, you're the oldest on the list by 3 years. Just the importance of you in terms of talking to these blokes, and are you having more of that? Is that becoming more of a focus for you?
Yeah, it's something I haven't been great at. I talk to them away from the footy club a lot. Probably my relationship with the guys away from the footy club is probably a lot better than it is with leadership aspects on the field. So something that I haven't really been great at, something I clearly have to work on. So to try and pass on whatever little knowledge I have of the game to the young kids who for some reason if they want to listen to me for some stupid reason, this year and the next couple of years I've got to start to impart some of that knowledge onto them, and hopefully they can come up and take my spot and kick me out of the club.
Do you reckon you'll spend as much time in the midfield as you did sort of 2 or 3 years ago, your Brownlow years?
I'm not silly enough to think I'm going to play 100% in the midfield. I think we've got a lot of blokes who can go through there, and the way the game is these days, you see all the top sides, they rotate 7, 8, 9 guys through there. So, but I certainly expect to have more midfield time than last year, if my body's right. And then I enjoy going forward, so just forward mid really, and kind of not really too fussed, to be honest. The days of me worrying about winning best and fairest and making all Australian sides have kind of gone now. I just want to get back to playing some good, decent footy and help this side get back into the 8 where we think it belongs.
And mate, the importance of today, coming around and seeing the kids? Yeah,
it's one thing. We obviously have to do a lot of stuff during the year with the community, but this is probably the one you kind of look forward to, because all of us are just about footy. We all whinge and moan about footy sometimes and complain how hard it is, and we hate it sometimes. But to come to a thing like this and realise that how tough some people are doing it over Christmas, and you realise footy's just a game, and us coming in for an hour or two and giving a little bit back and putting a smile on a kid's face, or just signing a jumper, or doing whatever, having a laugh with a kid, it's it's pretty rewarding for us, and hopefully they get a little bit out of it too, because footy is a game, and your family, all in my eyes, family and friends are always number one, and you've got to look after them the most. And even the thing with I suppose what happened with Phil Hughes, it makes you think that you got to sort of just cherish every day and realise how lucky we are, and just get around your friends and family, and especially this time of year over the Christmas period, and just be around them and enjoy each other, because you never know how long you got, I suppose.